Luffy's mom, as far as I can recall, throughout my entire time in the One Piece online sphere, in forums, on YouTube, on social media sites across the board, Luffy's mom has always been a topic, one way or another. Luffy's mom, a lot of folks anticipate playing a fairly big role in the story. Even though, according to Oda and editors and Shonen Jump themselves, we are approaching the finale of the story when it comes to like the final saga, if you would. We are not getting any info on Luffy's mom in story just yet. And the way things are flowing, it doesn't seem to be anytime soon, honestly. And we even have, a few days ago, comments from Oda about Luffy's mother. And these comments are completely contradictory to a lot of the expectations that many folks in the One Piece fandom have had for Luffy's mother. But before we get to all of that, I want to say very briefly that if you do support your boy in more ways than one, doing a like or dislike, doesn't matter to me, like or dislike, a comment, and of course share on your socials for this video, that'd be awesome as all hell. So I appreciate that, really damn do. Now that being said, Luffy's mother, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't really care. Like, not once have I really cared to talk about in great detail who is Luffy's mother. In fact, I have over 2,000 some odd videos on this channel, and I can't recall a single time where I dedicated an entire video to Luffy's mother, because it just didn't really matter to me personally. I know a lot of folks went crazy with that. Like, for example, like the worst one I've seen is Crocodile is Luffy's mother, but Eva Chan did the hormone surgery or like the hormone injection, and then Crocodile was a woman and is now a man, but was Luffy's mom, but was testing Luffy. Just weird stuff. Like Monkey D. Dragon and Sir or Madam Crocodile. What? Like, it's freaky. I've seen some pretty strange things when it comes to Luffy's mom and who Luffy's mom is or what role she played. I've been hearing things where Luffy's mom is going to play a really pivotal role in terms of, or she has to play a pivotal role in terms of A, the world government, B, the Marines, C, the Shichibukai, D, the Yonko themselves, or somehow she was involved with the Yonko. I've seen so many different things. And a lot of folks say, okay, well, she's not actually dead. She's not passed away. She's alive somewhere else, being hidden by Monkey D. Dragon. And we're going to see her. So when it comes to the theories of Luffy's mom, these things, I mean, the theorists, people in general have gone nuts. But I myself have never really cared at all about Luffy's mom. And apparently, Oda's on the same page that I am, which is kind of crazy. I did not expect that. So on Twitter, a few days ago, a solid lad by the name of Nox D. Rays on Twitter posted this very long Twitter thread. And this Twitter thread has interviews with certain voice actors and actresses for One Piece characters. And it starts off with Luffy's voice actress, Tanaka Mayumi. She is one of the best in the game, no doubt about that. And it's a very intriguing and a very insightful thread on a lot of different fronts, and so I'm going to do several videos on this, obviously. But the first thing that I see is, and I quote from the actual thread itself, Tanaka Mayumi, Luffy's voice actor, was curious about Luffy's mother and wanted to know about her, but Oda, of course, told her that, and I quote, a young man's adventure begins after he leaves his mother's arms. I want to tell the story of this young boy's adventure. So mothers don't plat, I think they mean play, of course, so mothers don't play a part of it. That is very, very intriguing. And when we go to the pictures themselves, she says, and I quote, I want to tell the story of this young boy's adventure. So mothers don't play a part of it. And that's the exact quote from the images in that thread. People, Luffy's mom does not matter. Which honestly is kind of a given because we're so deep into the story, Luffy's mom hasn't cropped up once. Now, the main factor here for Luffy's mom, of course, would be the impact on Dragon. If Luffy's mom, she was like a regular woman, world government stuff, marine stuff, warlord stuff, Yonko stuff, she didn't play a single role in that stuff, she was just an average day, everyday woman, meant a lot to Dragon, and then she passed away, let's say through illness or that kind of stuff, I'll be okay with it. If that's what we got, it wouldn't necessarily matter. Now, the potential of Luffy's mom being a major component of Dragon's character, of Dragon's story, that I think is the key thing here. Monkey D. Dragon as a character, when we start focusing on him, he's gonna get a lot. Like, it is very clear that Dragon's gonna be a prima focus. And when Oda starts going into the revolutionary stuff as to why he started this whole thing, oh, it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be nuts, without question. But if Luffy's mother never played a big role to that to begin with, then I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me in the slightest at all. She could, like, for example, let's say that she was a celestial dragon, you know? So Luffy is mixed with celestial dragon plus D-clan stuff, which could be a big thing in terms of, like, fate and, like, lineage and that kind of stuff, obviously. But let's say that she was a celestial dragon, and then let's say Dragon himself was a Cypher Pole agent or marine, some of that sort, and then let's say she was killed by the other 10 Rubito for transgressions against the Celestial Dragons, against the world government, and then Dragon had to witness that firsthand or some of that sort, and then that led him to become the revolutionary. Something of that sort. So Luffy's mom could play a big role in terms of Dragon's character, could have a big impact in who he is today. And because Luffy, as far as I can tell, because Luffy doesn't act like his father, who's very stoic, very calm, cool, and collected, he acts more like his grandfather, Garp. Well, maybe Luffy's mom acted like Luffy, where she was very boisterous, very loud, very adventurous, like that kind of stuff. You know, like she wanted to leave the Tenryubito and go off into her own. All these things could be possible when it comes to Luffy's mom. But at the end of the day, if Oda says, nah, doesn't really matter.
But at the end of the day, right?
Then doesn't really matter. For example, a lot of folks, of course, are very curious about Luffy's mother. But how come Luffy's grandmother doesn't get any, recognition? Who is the woman that Garp had Dragon with? How come we never see her or she's ever mentioned? Like, what's going on there exactly? We never find out a single thing about Luffy's grandmother. Not a single thing. So Luffy's mom, out of the story so far, maybe in the future, and Luffy's grandmother, no idea. No idea. In fact, there are various characters, like for example, Zoro's mom and dad. What's going on there exactly? Zoro's parents, no idea. Nami's true parents, for the sake of her character, doesn't really matter because, of course, there's Belly Bear. But her true parents, no idea. Doesn't matter. The same for Frankie. Frankie's true parents, doesn't matter. No idea. For some characters like Usopp and Sanji, it matters because Oda wrote it that way. With other characters, nah, who cares? Not so much. Doesn't really matter. And so Oda's comments may come as like, whoa, wait. This is a mandatory. This is a must. Like, we must get Luffy's mom. No, no, we don't. There are plenty of options or reasons or paths that Oda can write for Dragon as to how Dragon became the man that he is today without involving Luffy's mom one iota. And the reason why he can do that is because he did it with Garp. He's done it with various characters within the story where it doesn't really exactly matter who their parents or grandparents were. That just is kind of pointless. So now again, going back to the comments at hand, a young man's adventure begins after he leaves his mother's arms. That is a very shonen-ish trope in many respects. And we see this in various shonen where sometimes the parents matter, other times the parents don't matter, other times the parents did matter, but then later on they don't matter, or sometimes they don't matter, but then later on in the story they come in various ways, and then they wind up mattering big time. So of course every author takes in various ways. And in Luffy's case, you have Dragon, so Dragon clearly matters, but Mom not so much. In fact, when I think about it, the character that Luffy represents the most when it comes to the shonen is Goku. Like, Oda has noted that Dragon Ball Z. I mean, for a lot of show, of course, for arguably speaking, the vast majority of shonen mangaka, Dragon Ball Z played a pivotal role in them creating their own stories. And Luffy emulates Goku in many, many ways. And for the vast majority of the series, his parents didn't matter. I mean, you had Bardock in the Frieza saga, which was like a really cool thing to find out. But ultimately speaking, didn't matter because you got Grandpa Gohan to fill in that role. Just how you had Grandpa Gohan take care of Goku, you have Grandpa Garp take care of Luffy. Now, of course, I'm gonna give her shout outs, obviously. Big ups to Dodon, because while Garp was being a Marine doing Marine duties, Dodon did take care of Luffy and Ace. But the fact remains is that Garp was the one that did bring over Luffy and Ace to Dodon. Therefore, I mean more so from the family perspective. Monkey D. Dragon did not take care of Luffy. In a general sense, Garp did. Therefore, you can see the comparisons between Grandpa Gohan and, of course, Grandpa Garp. So you can see how Luffy, again, parallels Goku in many ways. And in Oda's mind, that's probably all he really needs. In fact, now I think about it, Goku's mom, I think her name is Jeannie or Jinae. She was actually introduced, not of course in the canon, the original canon Dragon Ball manga or the Dragon Ball Z anime. She was introduced about 5-6 years ago in the Dragon Ball Minus manga, the Dragon Ball Minus one-shot. I think it's actually a one-shot. But in the Dragon Ball Minus manga, she's introduced where they completely revamp the Bardock story, the Goku origin story, if you would. And then they add that in the Dragon Ball Super Broly film, so essentially she is now canon. But understand that, again, when Oda was reading Dragon Ball for the very first time, when he was much younger, she did not exist. Essentially, in the vast compendium of Dragon Ball content, she's relatively new. But even in that sense, she was just there and never really played a major role. And so if it happens with Goku, it can happen quite easily with Luffy. Where Luffy, again, hey, here's his mom, and she cared for Luffy, but she died because of something. Or let's say she died giving birth, like Ace's mom, like Portugas D. Rouge, and then that's it. That's it. That's all you get. So Oda's comments are shocking in more ways than one, I think, for a lot of folks. But for me, I don't think it necessarily matters. Because it never mattered up until this point in time. So I don't see it mattering in the future. Even if, once again, even if Dragon's backstory is fully fleshed out, fully revealed in his ambitions and why he is the way he is today, and Luffy's mom isn't involved one single iota, if it's executed well, and it's deep and impactful, and Dragon sees some crazy things, and he knows about the truth of the world, and all that kind of stuff, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. Could it be elevated with Luffy's mom? Probably. Could it be worse? Maybe. That's also possible as well. Finally, there is one point that I do want to touch upon that I think is very important, because I think folks may view Oda somewhat as hypocritical, because Oda in the past, and this is very important to note, Oda in the past was asked a question in an SBS, volume number 44 SBS. Someone asked him the question, Oda Sensei, I have a serious question. Will you ever draw Luffy's parents? And then Oda responded to that question, his parents? Well, I think you'll be pleased with the next volume. Get excited. So if you just read that comment and that comment alone without context, you would of course rightfully assume, well, hold on now. Oda did say that at some point he would get to Luffy's parents, and he said that a while back. But this is volume 44, okay? This is during Enies Lobby, actually towards the end of Enies Lobby. And then the next volume was when Garp was introduced. And not only that, but soon after we find out that Dragon is Luffy's father, Dragon the Revolutionary, the guy that we saw in Locktown. So we see now that his dad is a major figure, his grandfather is a major figure, but nothing about his grandmother, nothing about his mom. So he did introduce his parents, not both his direct parents, and both mom and dad, but parents in general, and his grandparents, grandfather Garp, and his father, confirmed now at this point in time, Monkey D. Dragon. Ultimately speaking, let's see what the future holds for One Piece. But for the time being, according to Oda's comments through the interview with Tanaka Mayumi-san, of course, the future of Luffy's mom is 0. It is nil. But let me know where you guys and gals stand on the subject matter at hand. Of course, be sure to once again give us some love and rate the video. Not that hard to do because I guarantee you all that you got a device called Zamasu. So you use Zamasu to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell, of course, to join the squad. And of course, as always, feel free to please do comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your stance on Luffy's mom and these comments. Peace out and have a nice goddamn day.